Here's a question from wondering if Johnny and James tossed Tony Sally in opposite directions. I don't remember this name.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
They ask, your homie is dying and the only way to save... This is for you, Tony. Your homie is dying and the only way to save your homie's life is to suck their dick. Would you suck off your boy to completion to save their life?
Pass.
You gotta answer. They paid $5 or more.
Pass, bro.
James is dying, Tony. Well, maybe not James. Let's see, who else? Macho. Macho's dying, Tony. The only way to save his life is to suck his dick. Would you suck off Macho to save his life?
Pass.
He's dying? Macho, sorry, bro. That's a savage answer. You're dying, Macho.
What about you, huh?
See ya. Me? Which friend?
Oh, that makes a big difference, huh?
Of course. How some could go. You know, pick a friend.
I don't know. Dan Reichert's dying.
Dan Reichert's getting sucked. I need him around, bro. He's good for my life. Duel's dead. He's gotta go. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well.
Hey, Dan Reichert has a question here. All right, now it's time to talk about WWF Monday Night Raw for April 2nd, 2001, Tony.
Ooh, what a
yes.
Trip back in time, let me tell you.
We are the Raw after WrestleMania 17. We figured this would be appropriate to watch because this is the Monday after WrestleMania. So we are doing a Raw after WrestleMania. So we start off with the usual intro, and actually no cold open.
No cold open. You think they'd do a recap of WrestleMania or something, you know, tell us.
They don't.
He made a deal with the devil, you know, that kind of intro.
They don't do any of that shit.
They might, you know what? I was thinking, was it because of the Limp Bizkit song? They maybe didn't put that, but then later they do. So then maybe it wasn't that. I don't know what it was.
No. It's my life in a box and George's meat.
Well, they had no competition. There's no competition. Doesn't matter. We do it on no competition. Doesn't matter. People watching. WrestleMania just happened. No competition.
Pew, 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 pew. So we start off the shot of WWF New York showing all the fans there, and they're showing crowd signs as we come back to the arena. Austin's a sellout. Austin's sold out.
Why?
Yeah. Well, that's what JR says. Our new WWF champion has been crowded Stone Cold. But why? Why has the rattlesnake sold his soul to Satan himself? JR is also on commentary with Paul Heyman, which is like my favorite commentary duo ever.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's my. It's them, or it's Tenay and Don West. That's my fucking. Those are my guys.
Dude, because Paul Heyman was very annoying here, and I felt like they were.
That's why I liked it.
No,
JR would get pissed.
Well, yeah, but not even that. I felt like they were trying to do Jerry the King Lawler, Paul Heyman here tonight, and we'll get it later when we get into it. It's like
because he gets a little weird.
It was very not Paul Heyman.
You're
was
right.
Very like not him now, but I could see where they wanted that color guy and Paul. You know, it was interesting though watching him piss off Jim Ross all night. Dude,
that was the whole thing. Yeah, he like went out of his way to like fucking poke at JR, and it happens even during this show. Out comes Stephanie McMahon, and she has a strap, Tony.
I didn't know what she. At first, I swear that she had a noose in her hand, and I was like, "Why does she have a noose?" I really didn't know why she had a noose in her hand.
Signal the death of WCW by hanging Ted Turner here tonight.
She's gonna kill WWF and bring back ECW. I think is what she wanted to do.
Well, JR says Stephanie has a leather strap in her hand, and Stephanie gets in the ring and she talks about last night at WrestleMania. Trish had the nerve to slap my dad, Vince McMahon, right in the face. Of slut.
My daddy, yeah.
Goddamn, man.
She can't say anything without being
done nothing.
Slut. Yeah.
She's talking about her dad and her husband and slut. Oh, maybe she's not with Triple H at this point, is she? Fucking Stephanie's talking here, and then they pan to the crowd and show this sign. It's a drawn picture of Trish Stratus with her. She's naked. It's her fucking tits out and everything. It's just her fucking titties are censored. I said, "Holy fucking! Why are they even showing this? What the fuck is going on here?" Oh yeah. Stephanie says, "After everything my dad has done for Trish," and Heyman says, "And to her," Steph says, "Payback is a bitch." So she's not only gonna kick your ass, she's gonna whip it. She's requested and granted a whipping match with Trish here tonight in this very ring. But she said, this night is not just about Trish. It's about someone of importance. So allow me to introduce you to the most important man in sports entertainment today, my dad, Vince McMahon. And Vince comes out. He's got a big fucking red box in his hand, a gift, I guess.
Asshole.
Do they do that anymore? I don't know if I feel like the asshole chant has maybe lost in time.
Yeah, I don't think they do that asshole chant anymore, really.
Bring back the asshole chant, please. So Vince comes out with a big red box. Vince and Stephanie hug, and Stephanie leaves, and Vince says, I would like a little respect. And he talks about, the fans wondering why he's happy and why he's smiling. He says, I have the privilege of personally handing the WWF Championship as soon as he arrives to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And as many of you might say, Mr. McMahon, you shouldn't be happy because Trish Stratus, a woman whom I heaped lavish gifts on, fur coats and diamond rings, slapped me in my face at WrestleMania. That didn't make me happy. And my wife, Linda, obviously Trish hadn't given her sufficient medication for that week. My wife, he says, my wife now, get this, my wife hauls off. Get this. My wife hauls off and kicks me in the gonad. And what kind of woman would do such a thing? He talks about Mick Foley beating him up, hitting him in the corner, and fucking hitting him in the knee and the head. And then my very son Shane takes a garbage can and jams it into my chest and flies from that corner all the way to this corner and drop kicks that can into my head. So no, maybe I shouldn't be happy, but as all the old expression, all is well that ends well. And WrestleMania ended just fine for me. And that's when I saw a sign behind Vince's head that said "Rock sucks cock."
That's
so it didn't
awesome.
seem like everyone was not on the Rock side.
No, nobody. And people, I don't think anybody really liked the Rock at this time. Well, they did.
No,
but they
which is weird. I don't know why. I mean, he was still the fucking Rock,
Because it had become apparent that The Rock was the guy who takes the title into Mania and loses it. That's kind of how.
Well, Rock is also leaving here soon to go to Hollywood.
Yeah, he's gonna do them.
But I don't know if people knew that yet.
Mummy Returns, Scorpion
Returns. Yeah.
He does the Scorpion King after this, right? Isn't that what he leaves?
Mummy Returns is the first one, right?
Did he already do
I think
that?
Mummy Returns is up first. I think.
But he does. But that's what he's leaving for, right?
Sure. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So Vince says, well, now I've had a chance to listen to the play-by-play on that match of Mania. Now with that in mind, good old JR, I've got a question for you. And Vince walks over to the announce table and he says, JR, did you or did you not call Stone Cold an SOB? And JR says, hell no. Now, JR has like the announcer's headset on and Vince has a mic in his mouth, so it sounds like nobody hears this because nobody reacts.
No, there's no way that anyone hears it. It's just to the TV crowd, yeah.
But like Vince is on that mic. How's that work?
So they can hear, he can hear Vince, but the crowd can't hear him. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know if they shut the mic off because they knew what I don't know what it was. But anyway, Vince says, don't deny that. Don't deny that. Did you say that Stone Cold sold out to the devil himself? And JR says, you damn right. Vince says, let me think about that for a moment. Let's see.
At this moment, I thought, well, Vince is going to bring him in and beat the crap out of JR. They're going to have someone come down and beat up JR.
It does happen on SmackDown. And I think we did talk about that SmackDown. And that's JR interviews Austin in the ring, and that's where he fucking beats the shit.
Yeah, but I assumed it was happening right now, right here at this moment.
Sure, yeah. Vince says, when you think about it, JR, I'm not the devil, although the devil is a powerful individual. So I guess we do have a bit in common. And Vince just fucking rambles on for goddamn ever here.
This is horrible. This was not good.
He talks forever here, dude. I'm like, holy shit. It's like 15 minutes in and Vince just won't shut the fuck up. So he says, when I got to the arena night, a bunch of you gave me a gift in honor of me being here in Texas, and I want to share that with you. And Vince goes over to that red box and he pulls out a 10-gallon hat and puts it on his head. And he says, yeah, I'm a real Texan now. He does this crazy strut around the ring. He says, yeah, I can step in some cow crap and I can chew tobacco. Yeah, I got some red all down the back of my neck right here in my back. I'm a real Texan. And whoever got me this hat, let me just say. And he puts the hat down on the mat. He says, when I think of Texas, he rubs his boot on the hat. This is what I think when I think of Texas, and he rubs his boot on the hat and fucking stomps it out, and all of a sudden, if you smell,
oh my!
Rock comes out with a very interesting hairline.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember this. Like, I don't remember this Rock look in the games. I don't remember this hair exactly like this, but it's like it looks kind of fucked up.
You know, that's like I've always heard rumors that like, oh, they have to have big muscles. Like some wrestlers make them have big muscles. I wonder if The Rock's like one of those guys that makes them have a good hairline. You know, what I mean?
He tells 2K make my hair look
It's like
good.
in the contract. You know, you got to make me look good.
Motherfucker.
No, that hairline was ridiculous.
Stone Cold says make me really bald.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, The Rock comes out here and Rock says, The Rock, we'll make it simple. The Rock is demanding a rematch for the title. The Rock is demanding it here tonight, right here in Texas. And Vince says, Rock, Stone Cold's not even here. It's not fucking happening. Rock
Why
says,
does Stone Cold never arrive on time? I always wondered that about this guy.
Is there ever a show where
He's
Austin
always
doesn't
late.
show up?
He's
Yeah.
always late every time.
Someone should look that up. If find a Raw where Austin's already at the building when the show
I guess
starts.
there's Raws where he's opened and he's got a promo at the start of the show, but still,
Oh, okay, maybe.
a
But
lot
it
of
seems
times
very
The
rare.
Rock is, or
Yeah.
Austin is always arriving late. He's always
Yeah.
showing up late.
Triple H is always on time. Except for tonight.
He's got to cut a
this is the
20-minute
one time
promo.
ever.
He's got to be
That's
there
what I mean.
early.
Yeah, Triple H already with the fucking beginning promo. Rock reiterates. He says, "Let's one more time. The Rock wants a return match." He called it a return match. I like that. That was cool. And if you don't give it The Rock right now, The Rock is gonna find a way for you to change your mind. And Rock starts fucking walking down the ramp. He's gonna fuck Vince up.
Vince says
And
no
Vince,
like 4 times, I think. He's like, no.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think
calm
so.
down, Rock. Rock, really, calm down. Calm down. I can't give you your match tonight, and I'm not going to. But if you lay a hand on me, The Rock takes the mic again. He says, The Rock will give you one more chance to change your mind. And Vince is getting pissed. Vince says, I'm warning you. You lay one hand on me, there will be... And Rock fucking punches him in the head.
So nothing happened.
Rock punches him in the head. Nothing happens. He puts him in the fucking sharpshooter. Vince taps out, and Vince fucking gives Rock a shot. He agrees to it. He says, you get your title match tonight, and that's... So, Rock, it's really word to your wise, the wise, excuse me. You beat up your boss, you get whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, just
Especially
put him in the
here.
sharpshooter right now, and then that'll happen. You'll get what you want. Even if he tells you not to, just do it anyway.
Well, Vince gets back on the mic as Rock is leaving, and Vince says, hey, Rock, yeah, you get your title match tonight, but you're going to get it in a steel cage. By the way, Rock leaves, and they play the Rock's music. Vince cuts this one-line promo, and then it changes to Vince's music.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the last word gets the fucking song. I never thought of that. I don't know if that's
that-
always how it is, but that's what happens
so,
here.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
That's
I
funny.
looked up. I don't think there was a cage hanging there. I think they either built it or did it differently.
They show it later. Yeah, they build it during the show.
Yeah, because
which is very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. But I guess they wanted to, no spoiler.
Make it
They
feel
wanna let you
sporadic.
know,
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. Yeah,
that's
which
great.
Pretty unnecessary though. They could have just put the cage up there and never shot it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unless, I mean, I understand, but still. And then we move on to our first match of the night. It is Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn taking on Test, Farouk, and Bradshaw. Which, this is an insane fucking matchup here.
Tess and the Acolytes are a team, whereas Eddie, Dean, and Perry with Terry. By the way,
Radicals.
Perry's got
Yeah,
Terry.
Perry and Terry, yes.
I don't know how that team. I still don't understand how Perry got
Well,
Terry.
you see, there's a Perry and you got your Terry. Of course, that's
yes,
exactly how it works.
Alliteration, I get it.
That's how a lot of fucking teams get together. Just if you rhyme the names, it fucking works.
True.
So the Radicals come out first. Tess comes out, and then Eddie gets on the mic and says, "Cut the music." And he says, "Hey, homie, you're missing something. You're missing the European Championship because Eddie beat him for it."
He
at
said,
Mania.
Ese vato, yo, missing
Yeah.
something. I love when he said Ese vato. Ese vato, Holmes, you missing the title?
He says, "You also happen to be missing something else. A couple friends, maybe. A couple guys to help you compete. And just to show you." I got fucking chills. I said, "Oh fuck, fucking APA is here." So APA come out. Eddie, APA and Tess rush the ring. Eddie runs out of the ring as Dean and Perry get fucked up by the APA. And match is underway. This is run of the mill fucking match here. APA hit all the classics. They do a reverse 3D to Perry Saturn, which I was confused by, but I was like, okay, that's cool. Saturn gets in and fucks Tess up and hits the, as Heyman calls it, the moss-covered three-handled family ꞓᴥᴜ.
I did crack up with that.
Tess hits a full Nelson slam on Saturn for 2, and then goes for the Terry gets on the apron to distract after that, but Tess fucking brings her in the ring, goes to pump handle slammer. Saturn makes the save, and then Tess big boots Saturn right in his fucking head.
Dude, that
Tess,
was gnarly. That
pins
was
Saturn
like one of
there.
the best big boots I've ever seen in my life. That was awesome.
It was awesome looking. Then we go backstage. William Regal is in his
Did you,
office.
before you get into Regal, did you hear what
sorry,
Heyman had to say on this?
No,
It was
what'd he
kinda funny. He's like, I would have just let Terry take the pump handle slam and then get the win. And then come back and beat him up. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good. Heyman's I wonder how much I don't know how much, because Vince was obviously on headsets. I wonder how much he actually was produced.
I wonder because there was a lot of segments where Vince was just in the ring because Vince was on camera a lot.
And Heyman loved those.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. That's interesting.
So we go backstage. Regal is in his office. He's still commissioner here. Regal says, I know Chris Jericho's a miserable troll. I know he's on the phone. He's talking to somebody. He says, I know Jericho's a miserable troll. Stephanie comes in and says, I just want to make sure I have your personal assurance that Trish will be unable to weasel her way out of the whipping match tonight. And Regal says, no way. He says, but are you sure you want to go through with this? And Stephanie starts attacking his desk with the strap. And she's screaming. She says, I want to make her squeal like a pig that she is. And Regal has a fucked up, crazy look on his face. And Stephanie just whips this table for a whole minute, it feels like. And then we go back to the ring. Heyman is looking at the WWF Divas magazine and commentary. And Heyman says, I would like to personally volunteer to rub salve on the loser of the whipping match. Personally. Me. Please. I would like to do that.
Yes, that is the Jerry the King Lawler coming out of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. It feels like that was like a Lawler thing, but maybe, I guess at 01, everyone was still fucking
Everyone's horned up in 01, yeah, sure.
Yeah. And this is where they do the My Way recap. They recap all the title changes at the show, like the hardcore title, the European title, and I believe the tag titles, and of course Austin winning the WWF title.
Yes, they do the TLC picture recap with audio, but it's pictures, but no.
Yeah, it's like WWF Magazine. Like it says it's WWF Magazine, but it's all just stills from the show. Like it's not like real pictures.
Yeah, so it's a recap of that match, which that match is like one of the craziest matches of all time, which is incredible.
Yeah. So we go back from that. We go backstage again to Regal's office, and Vince is in Regal's office, and he asks Regal, he says, I got some things to do when Austin gets here, and I don't want to have to worry about my little girl in this whipping match. You do know what to do. Regal says, I know exactly what to do. And Vince says, good, I'll go take care of some other business. Did we really need that? Like, did we need to know that Regal's going to interfere? They could have just did that.
Well, they had to foreshadow and let you know and blah, blah.
Of course. They love the foreshadow. They even fucking foreshadow Austin's turn at Mania. He's just staring at himself in the mirror.
Yeah, they foreshadow Triple H too. There's all foreshadowing here. It's just, they love it.
Tons of foreshadowing, yeah. Well, speaking of Triple H is walking into the building, and he's wearing 17 different jackets. He has a jean jacket, a leather jacket, a shirt under that, probably a vest under that.
Dude, you can buy that.
Sunglasses.
Jean jacket, leather jacket.
Dude, I saw that. Chalkline has that, right?
Yeah, that's incredible. It's like expensive,
how much is it?
I feel like it's like a couple $100. Let's see here.
Fuck, let me look.
Yeah. I have it open here.
Is it on sale yet?
It was? Yeah, I think it is. Let me see if I go.
Let me see. I see. Oh, they're selling the Austin fucking jersey.
There are a lot of Bret Hart stuff.
The
$200 is what it runs for. The Triple H The Game denim entrance jacket.
Damn, that is fucking expensive.
It looks crazy though if you look at it here. If you're on it.
Chalkline has such good fucking shit. It is expensive, man, but everything I bought from Chalkline, and Chalkline, if you want to sponsor the show, please fucking do. Everything I bought from Chalkline is fucking super good quality, and
dude, they have a jacket on here that literally looks like Bianca Belair's sequence entrance jacket. Like looks like authentic to it, which is crazy.
Dude, every time I'm around you now, I wear the Beavis and Butthead shorts.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, those are Chalkline shorts.
Yeah, all the freaking shorts they have are awesome. They have like legit like DX jerseys with like Suck It and the 69 on the back, I think. Chalkline,
please sponsor our show. I love your shit. Thank you. So Triple H is walking into the building. He's got all his bullshit on, and Michael Cole comes up to him. He says, Triple H, can I get your thoughts on something that rarely occurs? A loss by you to The Undertaker. Which you're going to have to tell him I never lose. Triple H says, how many days are in a year? And Cole says, 365. And Triple H says, well, 364 days this year I've been kicking everybody's ass. And one night I have a bad night. And I'm not taking anything from Taker. He showed the world he was the big dog. And I loved every second of it, every punch and every kick and everything we did. I loved. And when we go again, the outcome won't be the same. And once all over Undertaker, we'll know that I'm the game. And he goes to leave, and Cole says, one more question. I want to get your thoughts on Stone Cold winning the WWF title with the help of your father-in-law. And this pisses Triple H off. He takes his beret off. For some reason, I don't know why they made it. Beret off is serious. And Cole says, did you know anything about it? And Triple H says, what do you think? He walks away. Super foreshadowing.
Yeah, super big foreshadowing. We'll get there later.
Trish is walking through the hallway with her strap, of course, and Heyman says the spanking match is up next. They call this like 4 different fucking names. It's a whipping match, it's a country whipping match, it's a spanking match, it's a ton of fucking shit.
I think it was just a whipping match, but then he calls it a spanking match. I think good old JR calls it a country whipping match.
A country whipping match is, of course.
Take him to the woodshed or whatever my daddy used to do.
Is that what he does?
No, I don't know. I just made it up.
I feel like he does. So we go backstage once again, and Stevie Richards is in his locker room?
He's in that 70s room from the 70s show.
He's in a locker. Yeah, they're like bukkaking the camera guy.
No, that's you know when they do the pan on that 70s show when they're smoking pot?
The high scene.
Yes, that's what I thought of here because they pan the camera over like they're all gonna say something and they're smoking a blunt. You know the blunt rotation scene.
Yes,
that's
holy
what it is.
Shit.
That's what I thought.
This is the worst blunt rotation ever. Here.
Val Venus, Bull Buchanan,
fucking Stevie Richards. So Stevie Richards is here. There's a camera guy in the center of this bukkake passing scene here, and it's like it's shooting him like Andre Cam, like they're shooting up at him.
It's like you know that video James did on his channel with the weird camera filter and it was close up on the faces.
Oh, yes.
That's what this camera was like. It was
does
like right up
like
in their
that. Yeah,
shit.
you're right.
And had this weird bright light on him. It was crazy looking, but...
Well, Stevie says, when we fall, we must get up and fight the good fight. And it pans around, showing the other Right to Censor members looking all uncomfortable. Stevie talks about them losing at Mania, and he says, we do not lose our convictions, and tonight we will fight fire with fire and go after the one thing we despise the most, the hardcore title. And we will show Kane and the entire world just how deep our convictions run. And it gets a very close-up fucking creepy shot of Stevie Richards' face. Very strange looking.
Dude, they don't last very long after this, right? They're like done pretty soon,
it's like
right?
they fuck up, like Kane kills them, and then the Brothers of Destruction just fucking kill them off here. So now it's time for the whipping match. It's Stephanie McMahon taking on Trish Stratus. They show a recap of what happened at Mania. During Vince versus Shane, Trish slapped Vince in the face, and then Stephanie slapped Trish, and they fight. So here we go. Stephanie meets Trish on the ramp, and Luthez presses her on the fucking ramp.
Breakout style, WWE 2K.
Yes, exactly. Trish slides in the ring, and Steph stomps her out, and then almost blows out her ankle trying to fucking stomp on her.
This is gonna be a catch-as-catch-can wrestling match right here, I tell you.
Yeah, well, Stephanie's choking Trish with a strap. She gets up on the middle rope and fucking chokes her with it. Then she hits an even flow DDT.
Even flow.
Even flow, goddammit, yes!
Yeah, I bet that's
James
what
isn't
that
here
was.
to call me on it, so it's even
not
flow.
even close, but go on.
Fuck you, man. Yes, it is. Stephanie starts whipping Trish's ass. Heyman does the Jerry Lawler shit here where he says, oh, who's your mommy? I said, holy fuck, brother. Okay,
yeah, come on, bro.
Jesus. JR at one point calls Stephanie Mrs. Game, which I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking weird. I feel like that's Mrs. Game. That's not
hilarious.
Fucking right.
Mrs. Game, all right.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Game. Stephanie grabs both of the straps and starts windmill whipping Trish, which was crazy looking. Stephanie then climbs to the top rope, which I have no fucking idea what she possibly could have been going for here. I imagine she was going to invent the double 450 here.
Oh, yeah.
But sadly, we do not get that because Trish cuts her off. Stephanie's laying over the top rope, and Trish is whipping her ass repeatedly. Which leads to William Regal coming out. I can't fucking believe it. I never expected this to happen.
He's going to do the right thing here, right? He's going to do the right thing.
He does the right thing and hits the most fucked up Regal cutter ever on Trish. She, bumps way too early on it and fucking dies. She holds Trish in a Regal holds Trish in a full Nelson. Stephanie's whipping her stomach, which leads to Chris Jericho coming out here to make the save. Jericho runs out, bumps Regal around, throws him out of the ring. Stephanie is still whipping Trish on the outside, which leads to Jericho chasing her out and running up the ramp. He said something to her when he's on the apron, but I couldn't catch what it is. I feel like he calls her a whore or some shit.
Yeah, probably. Apron. I'm sure.
Something usual like that. But yeah, so so far, this Raw is just continuing angles from Mania. It's not anything really new yet. And I don't know if we get anything new through the whole show.
Because they're leading up to the next pay-per-view, but I don't know where they go with this.
But it's Backlash is just all rematches, it feels like.
Yeah, and then this match, I don't think it just ends, right? They don't even have I don't even know what
there's no, sadly, Tony, there is no official winner. I don't know how you win.
How do you win a country whooping match? It's not even on a pole. They
strap match.
Should have been on a pole kind of thing. But
I guess it was just it was legal to use the strap and you just pinfall. But no one ever went for a pin.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
They show a graphic for Austin versus Rock tonight in a steel cage with Austin in his Photoshop WWF title, which is so weird. Like they did this a lot back then. I don't know. It's fucking hard to get wrestlers to take pictures. Is the fucking problem here?
Dude, you saw WCW how they were doing it. Guys were in like t-shirts and they just put like
WCW was fucked up.
They
with
just
the
had like
pictures,
Kevin
man.
Nash in a t-shirt and Booker T looking all good.
Yeah, that was.
They just.
That was fucking brutal.
I don't know what
man.
they're doing over here. Yeah, it's crazy.
So we go backstage. Stephanie is yelling at William Regal, asking him, how did he let Chris Jericho fucking get out there? And also, how did you lose to Chris Jericho at Mania? She was coming up with a bunch of fucking problems with Regal here. She wasn't done with Trish, and Regal says, I'll take care of it. Tonight, I'll put Jericho in a handicap match with me and Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle.
That's a pretty good name to pull out of a
see
random.
to it. Yeah, Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Yeah, that's true. She said, you see to it. And that, so later tonight, fucking handicap match. Great. I fucking hate handicap matches.
Yeah, me too.
And then we go to the ring. Crash Holly already in the ring, who is the current light. I thought he was hardcore champion, but no, he's the light heavyweight champion. Kane's the hardcore champion, of course. Light heavyweight champion.
They just said he's light heavyweight, even though you want to be heavyweight, or they just.
Is he? Oh yeah, they would have already done that, right?
The Holly angle, where he's the heavyweight guy.
Yeah, that definitely already happened.
That was like a big rib, right? What if we give him the light heavyweight title? That'd be funny.
Yeah. So how long does the light heavyweight title last for?
I feel like that title never gets a good run. Like, I don't remember any good light heavyweight champions. Like,
no.
Like ᴘᴇᴛʀᴏ, wasn't he light heavyweight champion or something?
He was. I want to say he won he was like the first champ.
Like, yeah, ᴘᴇᴛʀᴏ beats Brian Christopher to be in the 97 tournament.
Right.
To become the first light heavyweight champion.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so here's the lineage. It's Taka, Christian, Gilberg, S.A. Rios, Dean Malenko, Scotty 2 Hotty, Dean Malenko, and then Crash Holly, Jerry Lynn, Jeff Hardy, X-Pac, Tajiri. Oh, wait, what? No, this can't be right.
They changed it
because, yeah, it's got to change to the Cruiserweight, right?
X-Pac. X-Pac is the last one. X-Pac 2001 SummerSlam is the last.
Oh, X-Pac is the reigning Cruiserweight champion until losing the title to Billy Kidman on October 9th. X-Pac was the final wrestler to hold the title. A title unification match at Survivor Series against WWE Cruiserweight champion Tajiri was canceled because X-Pac was injured. The championship was removed from television after X-Pac's injury, but we continued to defend the title on house shows until it was officially retired on March 8th, 2002.
Okay.
Huh.
Wow,
okay.
I guess I remember Dean Malenko as the light heavyweight
I do
champion,
too. Yeah, I remember
but
that.
I don't
remember
him doing
Taka.
anything.
I don't remember Jerry Lynn having the fucking title.
Crash beat Dean Malenko on Heat for the title.
And Jerry Lynn beat Crash on Heat.
It was the Heat title. I guess
the Heat title, yeah.
You put that on Heat, make it a little workhorse title. It could be kind of hot. That'd be kind of cool. Jeff Hardy beat Jerry Lynn. I got to see that match.
Dude, Jerry Lynn's WWF run was super short, right?
It was only...
He debuts on April 29th, 2001, and he's released February 2002, so not even a year.
He debuts on April 29, 2001?
Yeah, on Heat.
That's when he wins the title.
What?
He wins the title April 29, 2001, so he wins it on his debut?
What? On his debut on Heat?
Is that true? Dude,
yeah.
I want to see that Jeff Hardy-Jerry Lynn match now. That was on SmackDown.
Yeah, we should do that for Watch This.
I want to see that. June 5th, 2001. Write that down. Because
you write that down.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Well, there's a little history of the fucking light heavyweight title. That's so weird.
Crash Holly had it for a minute here. April to March.
Lynn only has it for a month.
March to April, I guess, is when he has it.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well, Crash Holly's taking on Rhyno here. Crash challenged Rhyno to this match, by the way. WWF Raw is brought to you by Foot Locker, Fram Oil Filters, and Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner, which Heyman says JR should try some.
I get it.
All of a sudden, by the way, so it shows Crash in the ring, then it shows the sponsors, and then Rhino's in the ring all of a sudden. I didn't catch him making his entrance.
I don't, because when they come back, right, wasn't it Crash's music playing? I feel like
I thought that was Crash's music. Was it not?
I thought it was Crash's music, but maybe
it was
wrong.
Rhino's.
I don't know, but Rhyno was nowhere to be found. He no-clipped into the ring, and there he was.
He does no-clip, yeah, exactly. At Mania, I think Rhyno gored Lita and Spike Dudley, I think, in the TLC match. Yes, he came out in the
TLC match. All the valets or managers or whatever you want to call them.
What a fucking awesome match that was, though.
Dude, Rhyno just destroyed Lita, I think. That was awesome.
On commentary, they say the Hardys aren't here, the Dudleys aren't here, and Edge and Christian aren't here. The whole fucking show is not here.
I mean, that's pretty good to let them sell the injury. You know, why not?
Yeah. Well, there's not really much to this match. At one point, really the end of the match is Crash Holly hits a missile dropkick off the top. Rhyno no-sells it, stands up, and gores Crash Holly to fucking oblivion.
Dude, he
and beats him.
destroys him. That was awesome, man. That gore,
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, they protected the gore so good back then. It looked real good at this time.
Listen, if you've listened to Deadlock enough, you've heard this from me before. I don't fucking understand how Rhyno didn't get a booger push. I just have no fucking idea, man. Rhyno was awesome. He looked fucking great. His finish was over. He was believable. Like, what the fuck? Because he wasn't 6 foot? Is that what it was?
They should have let Rhyno just do the pile driver off the thing through the table.
Holy shit!
To Molly Holly or something. Dude.
Do it off the Backlash set.
Yo, with the little swinging thing.
Holy shit. Oh, my swing and gore? Dude, how the games never let you swing on the fucking Backlash host?
I don't know. That would have been incredible.
That would have been awesome.
On Here Comes the Pain or something. Wow.
Well, speaking of shit Rhyno does, Molly Holly, after the match, is on the top rope and hits Rhyno with the Molly go round. Which Rhyno fucking no-sells, gets up, and gores Molly Holly to fucking oblivion.
Dude, holy shit. Let me explain the Molly go round for anybody that doesn't understand, by the way, this move is cool fucking sweet. I don't think anyone does it anymore. I don't really know anyone that does this move. Maybe people do it. Like on a main television stage, I don't know anyone does it. So she literally does a front flip, Rey Mysterio style, legs around the face, you fall back, and that move looks crazy. Rhyno no-sells it, fucking destroys her. It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
She dies, which really was Molly's fault. I mean, she'd have to fucking get involved.
I mean, she gave her best move. The Molly ground is sick. That move's
she could have just not did the Molly go around and not got gored.
I don't know, man. She's got to protect her man, Crash.
Her man? It's a cousin.
Family, whatever. They're not really related.
It's not the Dubs. Well, we go backstage and Kevin Kelly is interviewing Deborah, asking her what she thought of Vince and Austin joining together at WrestleMania. And Deborah says she was just... Okay, listen to this. Deborah says she was just as surprised as everyone else. Then Kevin Kelly asks if she knew anything about it beforehand. And she says she can't talk about that right now. You can't have it both fucking ways. You either knew or you didn't know. You can't be surprised and then fucking know.
She didn't know, but she was surprised. She was surprised and she knew. And
she's a liar, is what she is, Tony.
She's gonna go make some cookies, and it's gonna be the best thing ever. Get some cookies, Deborah, with the cookies.
They do a screenshot recap of Vince and Austin shaking hands at Mania, and JR says, I think Austin has a lot of damn explaining to do. Which, I guess we're going to get a little explanation here, because it is time for Stone Cold's, inauguration here of the WWF Championship.
Getting hand over the title, even though he had the title after the show.
He did have the title after the show. But that's a cool little thing they did. I always liked when, because Vince done this a couple times. Vince has done this.
He did it with The Rock, I think.
He did do it with Rock. I feel like he did it with, Kane, too.
He likes to put in he should have put in a glass little case like he always did. That was cool.
Dude, the glass case is awesome.
That was just for Austin to jump the barricade or drive a vehicle in and beat the shit out of him. So
for some reason, and maybe I'm wrong, I thought WWE Shop sold those cases, which is cool. We should get those because
I think at one point they did, but I don't know if they.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I imagine those are a fucking bitch to ship, but yeah, those are cool as fuck. I like those a lot. So Vince comes out with the WWF title. Vince says in a moment the official presentation of the WWF Championship belt, and he couldn't help but detect early on a few boos when Stone Cold's name was mentioned, and quite frankly, he doesn't appreciate it, and sometimes it doesn't matter. What I really appreciate, I am perplexed though, because at WrestleMania when Austin won the title, you all cheered, so I don't understand why you would continue to cheer and support Stone Cold after all he's done for you. Why you wouldn't continue to cheer? Excuse me, which is true. They fucking still boot The Rock after that.
Are fickle.
Yeah. Well, they're in fucking Texas. I don't know what they're expecting.
Yeah, do a Texas heel turn. That'll go over great. Let's do that with Stone Cold.
So Vince fucking rambles on forever here, talking about everyone. He says Austin didn't do anything that any of you don't do on a daily basis, which is kiss your boss's ass.
Boo.
He says, yes, you do. Yes, you do. So don't blame Stone Cold for doing what each and every one of you do every day, for doing what I do to become WWF champion. Then Vince introduces Stone Cold, and Austin comes out with the fucking Disturbed song, which goddamn, I love this song.
Dude, such a good song. Such a good song.
It's tremendous. And Austin comes out, and Heyman says, say something. Talk, damn it. And he's talking to JR. And Heyman then goes on a fucking big spiel. He says, quit being a damn crybaby. You wanted him to win the title. He broke his neck. He had spinal surgery. He wanted the title. Well, he got it. Why don't you be happy for your friend? And JR says, why you kiss my ass? That's so fucking good.
So good, yes.
I was like, well, he stops talking after. Why don't you kiss my ass? He just keeps. That's it. It shuts Heyman up.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Austin's out here with no knee pads, by the way, which is real cursed as fuck.
Knee braces or pads?
No knee braces, no knee pads, no nothing. He's got nothing. Just
bare
shorts.
Knees.
Just shorts. His knees were still functionable at this point. I think maybe not.
Fucking weird as hell. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was cursed.
Well, Vince gives the title to Austin. Austin takes the belt, snatches it from him. Oh no, he takes the belt, poses in the corner with it, then he takes the mic from Vince. And Vince looks afraid because he snatched it out of his hand. And Austin says, now that I got what I wanted from WrestleMania, and now I got Vince McMahon in this ring by myself, if you want me to whip this sumbitch's ass, give me a hell yeah. The crowd goes, hell yeah. They're like, oh fuck, he's just going to turn right back. He's I don't think I heard you. Give me a hell yeah. They give him a hell yeah. Austin looks and he says, well, it ain't going to happen tonight.
Oh, damn it, dude. If he would have done that, that would have been incredible.
Turn right back? I wonder how that would have went over.
It probably would have been great.
Oh, fuck, never mind.
Awesome.
We'll just fucking... Because it probably would have saved a lot of business.
Yeah. Dude, that would have been crazy.
Well, Austin says, like I'm supposed to grant every single little wish. I'm supposed to let you people feed off of me, sponge off of me, like a bunch of parasites. And you know what? I look out here, and you people are just the same people at the airports, and the little people at homes watching their cuddle little TVs, thinking, why Stone Cold, why?
Dude, that if you ever watch like recaps of like this whole turn and everything, you'll hear Austin saying, why Stone Cold, why? I think on the SmackDown episode, why Stone Cold, why?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Dude, it's also crazy and hilarious that Stone Cold calls it a colored TV.
Dude, I was just about to say, you little people at homes watching your little colored TV. What the 2001? Dude, what do you? Stone Cold's got a black and white CRT in his house.
Dude, they got Austin out here cutting a "You People" promo. Come on, man.
You people. Yeah, you're right.
The "You People" promo.
Well, you know what? I sit there and I say, how about a big explanation and a real slow one for those here in Texas? But the way... Shut up, you little bastard! He starts yelling at the guy in the crowd. I'll let everyone out here know that I can... I'll let everyone out here know that I can whip everybody in that stand's ass. Anyway, I don't owe you no explanation. So, what the fuck? Since you want to chant, Rocky, Rocky, I got something to say about that too. Rock, you come out here like you're some kind of big shot tough guy, and you put Mr. McMahon and a sharpshooter.
You missed out to the great line that Austin always says.
Which one?
He says, "You little mealy mouth bastard." He always around this time he used to say mealy mouth bastard. You little mealy mouth bastard. You want to be
mealy mouth bastard?
That was like his heel line.
You're right. That's something you just don't do. So tonight, Rock, when they drop that steel cage, don't figure on Stone Cold being champion for 24 hours. You can walk your carcass out here, raise your eyebrow as many times as you want. Stone Cold's gonna bounce your candy ass around that cage, but don't figure Stone Cold ain't gonna be champion. You said figure Stone Cold. It's fucking figure.
Don't figure.
Don't finger Stone Cold. Don't you do it. But basically, that's all I got to say about that. And that's it. And Vince says, and that's the bottom line. Because Mr. McMahon says so.
I originally think that was like, this is our line. That's all I got to say about that. And then McMahon would close it with, that's the bottom line. That was like their heel thing that I think they were going to do.
That was their big evil thing. It does feel so fucking weird, though. I mean, like, even this far out, like, Vince and Austin feuding is like, that's like wrestling to me. It's, oh my God.
I was like, man, what if that's the biggest what if in wrestling, is what if Stone Cold would have just turned his back right back on Vince there? And
it's crazy. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, like people, like stuff that didn't happen. Like, did Austin and Vince have to fucking team up? No. Am I glad that I saw it happen? I kind of am, just because it's something like, that would have been a what if, like, oh, what if Austin and Vince teamed up together? Okay, well, we know what happened. It didn't fucking go well for the business, but there was some entertaining shit from it.
When they get into the whole thick of it with Kurt Angle and the funny comic stuff, I mean, that was really good. That was like...
But turning, like, Stone Cold going from, like, the biggest ass kicker, world beater in the world to, like, Vince's bitch is like, oh my God, that is so fucking weird.
In hindsight, when you're the only wrestling company and you're like killing your top baby face of all time.
Oh my God, and Rock's leaving,
and then like most like Taker and Kane were doing a tag thing, I think, right? Don't they do Brothers of Destruction?
That's right, Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, exactly.
And then later with Triple H.
Triple H is going out of his way to make sure Jericho is not a top guy.
Yeah, so it's like, who is on top? Like, Angle's soon gonna be there. I mean, they had to do the invasion stuff.
And Triple H is obviously, I mean, spoilers, Triple H is still fucking heel at the end of this.
Yeah, they got to do the invasion stuff, but there's like, literally after this, there's like no challengers for Stone Cold Steve Austin, really.
No, there's not. There's not, and that like it's
RVD,
very fucking
right,
weird.
or whatever. Whenever they get there, I don't know.
Well, that's a one-off. That's a one-off. Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Vince's music hits and him and Austin leave. They show Triple H on the monitor backstage. He's not happy. And they also show Rock on a monitor backstage as well, just in a much smaller locker room, which is seemingly in a basement. Up next, we got Val Venis versus Kane for the hardcore title. Of course, RTC trying to win the hardcore title to get rid of it, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to take the one thing they hate the most is hardcore wrestling, I guess, and get rid of it. Which, by the way, they should have all just jumped in, destroyed right away.
It doesn't make fucking sense.
It's hardcore. Right. They should have all just maybe they have morals, right? I guess the RTC. I don't know.
You know what? That's fair. Maybe they are, but they pile driving China. They weren't really morally righteous.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Stevie Richards and Val Venis come out. They both have trash cans. Heyman's on commentary saying, I bet you wish they censored Steve Austin. And Jared says, why don't you shut up about Austin? And Heyman says, you're always like, mwah, mwah, I love Steve Austin, mwah, mwah. And Jared says, we are owed an explanation, by God, by somebody for something. And Kane's coming out, and JR is still fucking pissed. Kane comes out, and JR says, and you know what? You better learn to step off, Jack, or you're going to be back in the bingo hall. That's holy shit. Kane gets in the ring, and Val Venis immediately fucking brains him in the head with a trash can. No Dudleys, no Edge and Christian, no Hardys. Triple H isn't working. Undertaker's not working. They give this match too much fucking time.
Dude, this match felt forever. It felt way longer than I feel like. It felt like it was like 10 minutes long. The only reason it didn't
get my Deadlock plus 10 of the night is because it was a hardcore match, and I was hoping they did some cool spots. But they don't.
They don't. Dude, no. And not even like... I don't know how much you want to recap this match, but
I got some shit, but yeah.
Kane doesn't even win by his like finishing move.
No, he wins with the Kane clothesline off the top.
That's how much they don't care. Also, it's Val Venis, by the way. Did we mention it's Val Venis? So yes, fuck Val this Venis. From the start. For the hardcore title, Val Venis is here.
Yeah.
Put Stevie in there at least or something. Come on, bro.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah.
Holy.
I mean, they do some stuff. Like, it's really just hitting each other in the head with trash can lids and stuff. Yeah. Stevie gets obliterated with a fucking big boot. They're branding each other with trash cans and trash can lids.
Kane hits all the sidewalk slams and
they just do all the like. Val Venis does DDTs. No moves. I don't think he does the even flow, and that's it. That's the only move he fucking does.
Yeah.
And I even wrote down, I was trying to figure out why they gave this so much time, but Deb was like, yeah, half the fucking show's not here. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. Kane goes up top. Kane clothesline. Kane wins. I said, what the fuck?
That was so fucking weird. I thought I missed something because I looked over and I was like, that's what happened?
Yeah.
That's the win? Okay. All right.
Here come the Good Father and ∞ to fucking save the day. They come out. RTC is stomping Kane out in the corner. Then Undertaker in bandana, vest, and leather pants jogs down to the ring to make the save. They chokeslam Val Venis, and then they both chokeslam Good Father and Bull Buchanan at the same time to really drive home the point that the Right to Censor are fucking dead soon.
Fuck, and then they're teaming up Kane and Taker again so that they can have some tag team to go against Stone Cold later and just a bunch of shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just the invasion team that they're building for here, yeah?
Yeah, they set it up like, fuck, dude, man, like, it's like now WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, they always have like debuts and like crazy shit.
Yes.
They did not have the hindsight back then to like, maybe, some of those WCW guys we should bring in like tonight as like WWF guys or do some surprise
there's nothing
or something.
Like, yeah, there's build here, but there's nothing that's like, you need to watch next week. The only thing that there's reason to watch next week is because there's nothing else on. WCW's dead.
Yeah, I mean they build like after the main and the swerve at the end of the night.
Yeah, the turn.
But they don't have any like it's like normal programming. Day to day WWF. How do we get to the next show? How do we get to the next pay per view? It's not like, oh, this is like a milestone moment where like, okay, WCW's over. We have to like make something crazy. Like,
yeah, we have a fucking crazy thing right now where we can shift all of WCW's viewers, which it wouldn't happen anyway. But they could have done. If they would immediately try to get some shit on there to get anything WCW other than what happens on the show with WCW, which is very little. Like, they could have did something.
Like, you have like one chance to make a good first impression for like.
Spend some money and get Booker T out here now.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, man.
Get DDP out here. Get somebody, man. You got all these guys just sitting around doing nothing.
Well, we go backstage again, and Triple H is walking backstage, and he runs up to Regal. And he says, "Where's Vince?" And Regal says, "I can't fucking tell you." And he says, "Where's Vince?" And he says, "You mean Mr. McMahon?" He says, "No, I mean Vince, my father-in-law." I said, "Holy shit, you look like a jabroni here, man." Well, Regal says, "I don't like the tone of your voice, sunshine, so you better calm it down a bit." And Triple H says, "I don't care what you think, you limey piece of crap." I said, "Holy shit, Jesus." He said, "If I find out you knew anything about this, I'll kick your ass. Now where's Vince?" And he says he's in catering. So we go to catering, and Vince is getting some coffee in catering, and Triple H walks up to him and he says, "You and I need to talk. You keeping me in the dark on stuff?" And Vince says, "Easy." And Triple H slaps the fucking coffee out of his hands into this guy and says, "Don't tell me easy. Don't tell me easy. You're going to keep me in the dark on things, huh? You want to let me not know what's going on with stuff like this?"
Dude, he like stutters. I don't know what he says. You're going to let me not know what's going on around here?
Yeah. Dude, it's exactly like the Zandig promo. Triple H is just Zandig
now
here.
He's saying, Jesus, you're gonna not let me.
There's two of them.
You're gonna not let me know what's going on around here. Me and Austin just went to hell and back, fought each other, beat each other's asses for a year, and you're gonna let me not know, leave me, Jesus. After the coffee goes flying like 100 miles an hour out of his hand.
Right to Censor. I thought Right to Censor was dead.
Fuck, bro. This Triple H. He just got real fired up. Like, he didn't know what to say, so he just started yelling.
He got super flustered, yeah. Yeah. You will let me know what's going on with stuff like,
Fuck, bro.
Well, Vince says, "I didn't tell you because at the time I didn't think there was any of your business. And Stone Cold asked me for my help, and you didn't, all right? Stone Cold was a winner, and you weren't." And Vince walks off, and Triple H smashes a bunch of, salt and pepper packets or some bullshit.
Yeah, they're going to keep telling him that he sucks and he's a loser, but whatever.
Well, it's foreshadowing.
Yes.
Jesus. Then we move on to a handicap match. Chris Jericho taking on William Regal and Kurt Angle. Of course, Castrol GTX presents Backlash. What is the Backlash card? Do we have that here?
Yeah, it's the tag match. I think it's Taker and Kane versus Austin Triple.
All right, here we go. Backlash is Jerry Lynn beats Crash Holly in the dark match to retain the. To win the. Wait, what?
The Heat.
Oh, that's a Heat match.
That's the Heat. So he debuts here and then he wins the thing.
He debuts there. Wow. Okay. Lita beats Molly Holly on Heat. X Factor beat the Dudleys. Rhyno beats Raven for the hardcore title or to retain it. Regal beats Jericho in a Duchess of Queensberry rules match.
The ultimate submission thing, right? Whatever.
Jericho.
Oh, no, that's a different one. That's
Benoit and Angle.
That's the next one, yeah. Okay.
Benoit and Angle 30-minute ultimate submission match, which went 4-3 in overtime.
Which was in a video game. What game was that?
It's in a couple of them. It's in SVRs for sure.
Yeah, that's how I remember.
Shane McMahon beat the Big Show in a last man standing match. Matt Hardy beat Christian and Eddie Guerrero to win the European title. And then the main event, which, spoilers, Stone Cold and Triple H become a team here. A two-man power trip of Stone Cold and Triple H beat Kane and Taker to win the tag titles.
Wow.
Crazy.
They didn't,
all the titles were on the line now. I think if Kane and Taker won, they would have won the IC and WWF title.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, which is, I don't know who, I guess Kane surely would have been WWF champion, right?
Wait, how did Kane and Taker just win the tag titles? Because didn't they just do TLC and then that thing happened and now they're tag champs now? The whole TLC match that was like the greatest match of all time. They just move on from that.
Oh fuck! You're right.
They need to put the belts on Kane and Taker.
Oh yeah, when do they win these back here?
I guess you know what? I guess if the teams were so beat up after the TLC match, they could lose the belts or whatever.
Let's see. So Edge and Christian win them on April 1st. Taker and Kane win them April 17th.
Wow.
So yeah, we had a shift. Sorry, we had to get. I guess they couldn't just have Austin and Triple H beat Edge and Christian. It wasn't a big enough match, so they did that.
But then they put Christian in that 3-way match in the European title at Backlash.
Right.
So
yeah. And Edge isn't on that card. Does Edge get hurt?
Maybe. Cause
maybe that's Edge's injury.
Then
that's
he makes a return or whatever, and he comes back in my Durango style.
Sure.
But I feel like
that's right.
maybe they were all beaten up. The Dudleys seemed like they were the only team that stayed around, right? Dudleys
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting stuff. Wow.
Yeah. You can still see chop like marks on Regal's chest from his match with Jericho at Mania, which is nuts. They chopped that hard.
That's insane.
Man, I really want to take this time here to talk about how much I don't like watching handicap matches.
No, they're not.
They're so boring. They're so boring. If anyone can point me to some good handicap matches, because I'm sure there have been some good ones, but like, man, these matches fucking suck. They just, it's just like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really much to it. I'd rather just watch singles match, tag match, handicap matches. I understand why they're there. They're just fucking boring.
The greatest handicap match was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash versus Randy Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger. Bash the Beat style. I guess that's handicap match.
Oh, okay.
Hostile takeover. Chris Jericho versus Roddy Piper versus Ricky Steamboat versus Jimmy Snuka.
Was that a handicap match or was it a gauntlet?
I don't know. This is just a list of the best handicap match. Rock and Stone
Cold. Who made a list of this? Wow. Okay.
Bleacher Report. The Rock and Stone Cold versus the NWO. That was like a SmackDown, I think, or something.
But in my mind, what makes these great? Because in my mind, I can already see these all going the exact same way, where it's heat, and then the comeback.
Rock and Sock versus Evolution. I guess that was a good one.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase.
I don't remember that one.
But I do remember Rock and Sock and Evolution. That might be the best one of all time.
That was a Mania match.
Yeah, that might be the best one. So there you go.
All right, I'll take that. So Jericho is just trying to fight with them. He does a triangle dropkick to Regal to bump him off the apron. Just a lot of bumping and tagging in and out. Regal gets into the ring at one point. There was actually a pretty cool reversal here. Kurt goes for a German on Jericho. Jericho cuts him off by like hooking his legs around the back of Kurt's legs and then rolling through, which led to Jericho putting Kurt in the walls. And then Regal gets in the ring and kicks Jericho like right in the fucking throat. It was fucking brutal. Regal hits a double underhook suplex off the top to Jericho, which was awesome. Jericho eventually hits the ropes, which leads to Kurt smashing him in the back with a chair from the floor, which the referee doesn't see, and Regal hits the Regal Cutter to get the win.
Dude, the Regal Cutter's kind of fucked up. He did it earlier, and now he's doing it here. It's kind of a fuck. Like I
no
like
one has stolen that. I love that move. I love
the way
that
he almost does like running, kind of, which is kind of weird.
Like he wraps your arm and runs and
it's like
falls.
Like you clothesline yourself or something almost. But
cool fucking move.
Still a cool movie. I was expecting the Regal stretch, but we don't see the Regal stretch here.
No Regal stretch here. But they do fucking stomp Jericho out here. Heyman says, "Hey, how's that? That's how you break the walls down." I said, "Oh, shit." He says
it multiple times. It must have been one of those.
That's how you break the walls down, Jericho.
Oh, really? Regal just broke the walls down.
Vince must be fucking shouting at him. Kurt puts Jericho in the ankle lock, and Chris Benoit comes out to make the save here. He bumps everybody out, and Jericho and Benoit then stare at each other for an uncomfortable amount of fucking time.
Well, you see here, he doesn't like Jericho. They're foes, but he doesn't like Angle.
But why is the stare down for so fucking long? Like I felt like there was supposed to be a replay in there, and then eventually they do a replay, and then they're still staring each other down after.
No, they're explaining on a commentary. He hates Angle, but he doesn't like Jericho. I don't know.
Sure,
he's not here to be on
enough.
His team or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
A limo arrived earlier tonight at new WWF York, and it's Shane McMahon with a big fucking shiner. His eye is fucked up. What did he get hit with at the pay-per-view? I
don't know. Vince's fist, maybe. I throw Vince throwing fist. Got to give you that shiner. There's a lot of trash. Work. There's trash cans and stuff in there too. I don't know. Maybe it was
in the limo. Oh, no, in the match.
Yes. At the match of Mania. I don't know. Right. I'm assuming Vince just threw a right and fucked him up. That's
probably, yeah. Happened. Well, the WWF Slam of the Week is brought to you by Castrol GTX, which is Edge doing the big fucking spear off the ladder to Jeff Hardy at Mania.
Craziest. Still one of the craziest spots of all time.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you'll know this. Maybe somebody else can correct me. I swear they did that spot before Mania. Just the Mania one is cooler looking. But I swear they did it in the No Mercy match.
They might have. I don't recall, but you might be correct. Someone can tell me otherwise.
I don't know why. I might be making that up. Maybe I tried it in a fucking video game or something. But for some reason, I feel like they did it before this. And I remember seeing it and being like, holy fucking shit, why did this not get as much attention?
Yeah, you might be right. It might have, I don't know. It felt like, for some reason, it felt like that title belt in the tag match was way higher than it usually is. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't.
Like I thought they did it in the one where they get the Jeff Hardy animation for the No Mercy thing.
The tit one.
Yeah. I maybe someone can connect, or we'll watch it back. But I swear they did it before.
They might
maybe
have done it. Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, all-timer fucking spot. That unreal, and like it's just so like the gigantic crowd, and like you see all the fucking the flashes from the cameras going off.
The way it happened in the cell too, the way the Edge sells it and everything.
Oh,
like
it's unbelievable.
He sits up like he's dead too, so it's crazy.
Super fucking cool. And now we move on to this is so fucking. I mean, they explain it, but I'm like, holy shit! The one Billy Gunn versus X Factor's X-Pac.
Yeah,
this is fucked up. On SmackDown, Billy Gunn and Shane were talking to each other. Oh my, very controversial.
We did see this. I think we watched the SmackDown because we watched something. It was either SmackDown or Raw or something because I remember the
Hardys talking to him.
Yeah, Shane talked to various wrestlers.
Okay, sure. Maybe you're right.
I don't know why Billy got singled out here, but okay.
You know what? Maybe it was because maybe we did the Go Home to Mania 17.
Yeah, I think we might have, but why Billy got singled out, I don't know.
Well, yeah, so Billy and Shane were talking to each other. Heyman says, Shane, obviously trying to recruit people to work for the other thing company. And this match was booked by Vince because of that. Which, in my mind, I feel like Vince should be begging Shane to take Billy Gunn. Take him to WCW.
No, he was the one at this point.
Take the fucking one out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
We love the one Billy Gunn.
Well, here comes fucking X-Pac with Just Incredible and Albert, two bald bastards.
Yo,
Albert's outside the ring.
X Factor.
That's not even their song here.
Well, it's dubbed.
Is it dubbed?
They're not paying for. You think they're paying for Uncle Cracker to be on there?
I didn't know if this was like OG X Factor that didn't use that yet. I wasn't sure.
They used it. They just didn't. They ain't paying for Uncle Cracker.
With the X Factor. Is Uncle Cracker still rocking?
Are they still cracking? I don't know, dude.
We still cracking? Let's see. What was his last fucking? His name is Matthew. I don't want to know that.
I got everything I ever wanted.
2012 was his last album.
What does Uncle Cracker do now? He's touring across 2 countries and has 31 upcoming concerts.
What the fuck? Really?
That's what it said.
Holy
he got tour
shit.
dates in 2023.
Wow, he's on Warped Tour.
You Google Uncle Cracker, and the first thing that comes up is, what does Uncle Cracker do now?
Okay, fair enough.
That's a great sign.
So they do a bunch of bullshit in this match. X-Pac sets Billy up for the Bronco and actually does hit it, which is a reverse stink face, of course, right, Tony?
Sure, yes, of course.
Billy bumps Just Incredible on the apron as Just Incredible gets on the apron. Billy bumps him. Ref is distracted by Just Incredible on the apron selling. Billy hits the Billy hits a Famouser on X-Pac, which leads to Albert coming in and hitting the Baldo bomb. And X-Pac gets the win because of this. And then they run a fucking train on Billy Gunn. Albert hits a running splash. And then Credible and X-Pac hit the double super kick.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I've seen X-Pac and Billy Gunn have like a million matches throughout the Attitude Era, like with the DX feud and all that.
You're right.
I feel like
you're right.
I feel like this is just like on repeat. They could probably pull out a match anytime, them two.
After the match, Heyman says, and the message has been sent. No one gives a fuck that Billy Gunn wants to go to WCW. No one cares.
Dude, he was going to be their top guy. He was going to be the top WCW recruit.
Brock, RVD, and
no,
Billy
not
Gunn.
that WCW. That's Eric Bischoff's WCW. I'm talking about Shane McMahon's WCW.
Sorry.
It's Billy Gunn and only Billy Gunn because they haven't recruited anyone else yet.
That's true. Well, they show Shane at WWF New York signing a bunch of shit. He's high-fiving fans earlier. This is earlier in the night, leading, hyping up that Shane is going to talk from WWF New York tonight.
Sure, can't wait.
And we go back to the arena, and they, as we talked about earlier at the top here, they show shots of them setting up the cage, which I thought was super fucking cool, because I think that rarely happens. Like you said, Tony, like it's usually just hanging above the building.
Yeah, anytime, like, I've been to like live events or like Raw or something. I see they don't announce the cage, but you see it up there. Like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's going on tonight?
Right.
But they kept us in the dark years, which is kind of cool.
And their cage was in 2 parts, Tony. Ours was in 3.
I don't know how they build a cage so fast there in WWF.
I don't fucking understand.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Ours didn't. I feel like they got ours up pretty fucking quick for what I thought it was gonna be. They did pretty fucking well because we had a lot of people too.
They had a good system there, so they built it all and then they took it apart in different sections, which made it like a lot faster, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Shouts out to the DPW crew. But yeah, I just saw, seeing them. I always like that stuff. Like I always like CZW used to do this, which was cool. They would keep hard cam on for the building of the Cage of Death, and then they would do like a I don't know, like sped up version of it showing it being built.
Oh yeah,
which I always thought was
time
cool.
lapse thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I
always like the
time lapse. That's right. Yeah.
I like the cage dropping with the doom 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 doom.
Oh, the cage music is fucking on.
That was
you
awesome.
can't fucking touch the cage music. Yeah, that's fucking unbelievable.
Dude, getting ready for this crazy match about to happen.
So they show a screenshot recap of the Shane Vince match from WrestleMania, and then we go live inside WWF New York with Shane McMahon.
Dude, okay, by the way, they do this, the recap of the match, the Shane Vince thing. They're doing commentary on the match. JR is putting over the, what's Van Terminator? What's it called?
Van Terminator, right? Van Terminator. That's right, Tony. You're right.
The Van Terminator. They're putting this over as JR is saying this is the greatest movie he's ever seen in his entire life, with Paul Heyman sitting right next to him.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Fucking stole that from Rob Van Tim. You know Heyman was pissed.
That pisses me off.
It's called the Coast to Coast. Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand that shit, man. I mean, I get it, but
what a mark.
And RVD shows up like in 2 months.
Yeah, it was hilarious though, because I just knew Heyman was like, fuck. They like purposely stop. Like I know Vince. It was like a rib probably on Heyman. Like
they definitely told Heyman before the show, if you call it the Van Terminator, we're gonna fucking kill you.
Let's show this and make him call it and say it's the greatest thing he's ever seen in his life.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fucked up.
That was fantastic.
JR says, I hope you can hear us. I know you got a lot on your mind. Cover your Street Fighter Mania, the situation with your mother, and your other projects with WCW. That's like a Q&A question.
Asking all the questions at once.
Shane said, last night was awesome. As it relates to my father, I'm a little conflicted. It's unnatural for a son to beat on a father, and it's unnatural for a father to beat on a son. But I'm happy my mother was there. There's also a crazy echo during this. I don't know if anyone in the fucking building can actually hear Shane.
Yeah, so the way they have it mic'd is like, it's to the WWF cameras, but it's also to the live crowd in the New York thing too. So the New York crowd can hear him too, but they're also fucking excited to be on television.
But it's on a delay, right? Or something?
Yeah, so it's like the feed to the camera is faster than the feed to the live crowd. Then the live crowd is fucking happy that they're on TV, and they're just chanting like WCW, Shane McMahon, let's go, yeah, woo.
Dude, I feel like it's not, there's probably maybe a handful of WCW chants in the history of life. Like, that's not a chant you hear.
No, to be honest, I don't think WCW crowd was really chanters. I don't remember them chanting a lot of things in WCW. Now that I think about it. Besides Goldberg, that was about the only chant. And that was only because they force fed that with, Eric Bischoff.
That's a fucking crazy point. Like, there's even during in-ring promos, there's not like maybe "you suck" chants, maybe.
Yeah, but not
like even that. But there's no like asshole or anything like that. Like that's
maybe
right.
towards like the Russo era, maybe with because they just copied Vince, but. Mostly it was, this was the first time I think I've ever heard in my life, WCW.
It might be the only time.
That was crazy. That was insane.
Shane says, the one person that's supposed to love my mother unconditionally is my father, and the only person my father loves is himself. And then they chant WCW. I was like, oh shit. Shane says, now that Mania is over and my mother is doing okay, we are talking about WCW. And that's what I'm focusing on now. Things are starting to shape up nicely. Stay tuned. Things are going to get very interesting. And this time, Dad, if you can hear me, I hope that Mom kicks you in the place that hurts a little bit more than the gonads. I hope she hurts you in the checkbook. Which is, I think that happens, right?
Mom takes you to the cleaners.
Do they do is the divorce thing after this, or has that already happened?
I don't know, because I'm so confused, because Vince wants a divorce, but then he doesn't, and he goes with Trish, and then all this... I don't know.
Sure.
Linda wanted a divorce. I don't remember who's divorcing who.
I want a divorce. I remember that.
I don't think they ever actually get divorced, though. They always want a divorce, but they never. I don't think.
Well, they are now. Or
are they, brother?
Oh, maybe not, brother. We go backstage. Michael Cole is interviewing The Rock, and Cole says, "Rock," and he just stares at the floor forever. I don't know what happened here.
Line.
Line. Cole says, considering the shock at Mania and the comments of Austin, and Rock cuts him off, and he says, "Stone Cold. You don't want to give a reason. The Rock knows why you did what you did, because you know deep down inside, one-on-one, man-to-man, you know damn well you can't beat The Rock. Stone Cold, that's something that eats you up inside. You gave The Rock all you had, and after every chair shot and stunner, The Rock kicked out. And after every kick out, The Rock saw the fear in your eyes. The Rock saw a look of relief when Vince McMahon came walking down the aisle. So Austin, if you got the guts, if you got the balls to meet The Rock in the ring tonight with the state of the mind The Rock's in, Austin, you say you don't owe the people anything. Well, The Rock owes the people something. He owes them whipping your candy ass all over the Lone Star State. That's bringing us to our main event here, which just before that, they show Austin hanging out between two trailers in his gear with the belt. I said, what the fuck is he doing?
It was kind of a cool shot. Like if they would have got earlier, if it would have been a little bit earlier when he wasn't standing there, but when he started walking and they had the two trailers, and it looked kind of cool. It was like a shot I don't think I see usually.
The camera is usually pretty low for shots like that too, which is something I guess I never consider. Like the creative direction for WWF, especially at this point, is pretty fucking on point.
Yeah, they could make anything a backstage walking area. Like we said back in the day, they had just pipe and drape randomly.
Pipe and drape randomly, yeah,
you're
right.
Through and there's backstage, but just having the two trucks was like a cool spot. I bet they have people like day of scouting locations. All right, we'll do a walking scene here. We'll do a thing here. We'll do here.
That's awesome. We need to fucking do that more.
Yeah, we need more time on our hands.
We need more people. Well, it's time for the main event: The Rock versus Stone Cold, WWF title on the line, steel cage match, and. Vince comes out and introduces Stone Cold to the ring after The Rock does his entrance, and The Rock is not letting Austin get in the ring. He's fucking standing right by the cage door. The Rock tries to get out of the ring to leave to catch Austin off guard, but Austin slams the door into his head.
Oh my God.
They start fighting around the ring, around the announce table. Austin is throwing him into the fucking cage wall. Rock is fucking bleeding. There's good juice here. I love a good Monday Night Raw juice.
Good stuff. Austin, by the way, isn't really getting booed that much, I don't think, yet.
No, they're in fucking Texas still, man. It's crazy. It's crazy shit here.
They're still cheering for The Rock a little bit, though, but they're not booing Austin.
They want to like The Rock.
They really aren't. They're not buying into this turn yet, yeah.
They don't dislike either of them yet.
No, yeah, really.
So we get back into the ring here. Austin slingshots Rock into the buckle and then hits him with a spine buster leg slam that JR called it, which is a spine buster. Vince hands Austin a chair, and Austin does the WrestleMania 17 chair spot on Rock again, just fucking pounding away at him, which Rock gets Austin a sharpshooter. Vince eventually gets into the ring, but the ref is distracted because of this. Austin is tapping out in the sharpshooter, and JR is flipping out. I've never seen that before. Austin is tapping. Rock hits a spine buster on Austin. He throws the elbow pad over the top of the cage to do the people's elbow, which I love that. I thought that was so fucking cool. Rock pins Austin, and Vince pulls the ref out of the ring, and he points at the ref and says, "Don't do that." Tim White shoves Vince down, though, by the way. He shoves him down to the mat.
He does, but Vince is not out, though. Vince is not out, though.
No. Speaking of Tim White, the first referee to go into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
That's awesome.
He's going in. Shouts out Tim White. Shouts out to all the Tim White segments where he tried to kill himself.
That's not very wise.
Awesome. That was awesome. Great fucking angle. So Tim White gets him back in the ring. Rock hits the rock bottom on Austin. 1, 2. Vince fucking attacks Tim White. I said, holy shit, man.
Come on, dude.
Rock gets up, stops Vince from leaving, and he throws Vince into the cage. He fucking closes the cage door, jumps on Vince crazy style, punches him on the ground, flips him off. He goes for the rock bottom on Vince, but Austin low blows him, stomps him out. Vince beats up Tim White, and here comes Triple H. He's pissed.
The game.
He's peeling off 4 layers of jackets. He's taking off everything. He's got the sledgehammer. All 30 of his jackets on the floor, lined up on the ramp as he comes down. Triple H gets in the ring, pushes Vince out of the way, goes face to face with Austin. And then Triple H hits Rock with the sledgehammer.
Oh my God.
Son of a bitch. Josh said, please don't tell me Triple H, Austin, and Vince McMahon are all on the same page. Triple H is slamming the sledgehammer into The Rock's chest, punching away at him as Austin stomps him out. He throws Rock into the cage, pedigrees Rock. Austin fucking hits the rope and does the fuck you elbow drop. There's no fucking finish to this match, is there? They just fucking whoop his ass.
Yeah, they do not. They just call it, I guess the match is just over. They don't really do it.
Because the ref is out.
Yeah, Tim White's down. No contest. Nobody wins. I guess Rock wins by default. Maybe, I don't know, interference
I guess,
or
yeah,
not.
maybe. But it was no DQ in theory, so I don't know how that works. But Rock is fucking bleeding. Triple H picks Rock up. Austin flips him off, hits a stunner. Triple H and Austin both do the Austin lay down and talk shit into your face thing, which is a crazy visual. Austin calls for a beer. They all 3 beer bash in the ring. Vince raises their arms.
Chucks the beers over. Good throws, by the way.
Yeah, good throw from Mark Eaton, I want to say his name was.
Yeah, sounds good. He's eating those beers. I know that.
Yeah, Eaton. It was a Mark Eaton. It was Mark Eaton. Good for me. And JR, to take it home, says, I cannot believe this. The Rattlesnake, the Game, and the Boss are one vile, ugly, nasty page. And what are we going to do about it? I was like, that is such a fucking awesome call. That's so fucking sick.
They are a a two-man power trip right now in
what
the
a great
ring.
name.
Two-man power trip? Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is good. But also,
I like that a lot.
If you think about it in hindsight and you look back at the business, this was a very WCW heel ending.
Yeah, fair.
Which I don't want to put that connection, but like anybody that would have hated, anybody that would have hated the bullshit of WCW and the heels always going
and
up,
had to tune into this,
and
oh my god,
this
you're
Raw
right.
to like get something different, maybe.
Sure.
They saw this and they probably just didn't want to come back, which is fair enough.
Yeah, you're right.
But
you're right.
I would have tuned in to see where this is going, which I did. I did tune in to see where this was going to go.
I mean, I was still an avid fucking watcher here. I mean, nothing was stopping me from fucking watching.
No, I think the angle goes somewhere. It's interesting to say the least. First time ever they're teaming up, Austin's heel, all that. But I'm just saying, it's like if you're just a WCW fan who's like, okay, my brain is
let's
done.
try this out. I haven't watched Raw in a while.
Let's try this out, and then fuck, bro, that's what you get.
So, in terms of ratings here, Raw 5.65. For this Raw.
Okay.
Which is the first time they've gone unopposed in fucking however many years, right? Other than like, the preempted bullshit.
Right.
So they go from a 4.7 the week before that to a 5.65, then a 5.4, a 5.05. So they stay around there for a while. Then in May, it drops down to a 4.5. Then by June, we're at a 4.2. They're bouncing around. October, they're at a 3.9. Yeah, so it's you can slowly but surely through the year of 2001, you can see that things are not going well.
Yeah, they got some of those WCW strays to come over to watch at the beginning, I feel like. Yeah. And then it just...
That 5.65 was definitely like, curiosity, right? Like,
yeah, you had to see what was going to happen. And another thing was like they didn't really even once mention WCW at all. Like
other than Shane.
They could have done like now Shane, they didn't even do like a WCW went out of business last week. We're on a
Shane said, hey, if you're a WCW fan, you're going to want to tune in next week. Oh, just so you know, by the way, the week after this show is the Linda divorce segment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Lance Storm makes his first WCW wrestler appear running during a match on May 28th. Raw's War. Hugh Morris made his debut on June 4th. By attacking Edge, King of the Ring, Booker T gets in the triple threat match.
So it must have legit just been they don't have guys signed. They just have nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just looking at it the way I see it, they should have at least had a graphic or recap. Nitro went off the air. I guess they didn't even
something to grab the WCW fans. Something.
They really, I guess they didn't even have the tape library, from what I'm hearing here.
No, they just own the name and the logo, right?
So they couldn't even show like the final Nitro footage or anything either? Is that true? I guess
so. I mean, they did that, the simulcast thing, but I don't know how that worked.
I guess that's like WWF television. Like that part of Nitro, I'm sure is owned by WWF because they were there. Could have showed like Shane showing up. I don't know. I just feel like that whole...
You're right, though. Something to grab the WCW fan definitely... I don't know what it is, obviously, hindsight is fucking, 2020, but like, surely there could have been something.
Anything to grab that attention of the WCW fan that would be tuning in for the first time. However, Vince probably was just kind of, let's take a, let's...
yeah, he was probably, we won the war, who fucking cares?
Let's just take a moment.
What can go wrong?
Let's never mention WCW ever again. We just put that company out of business. I don't know, but yeah, kind of crazy though the way they ended this, and
But yeah, super. It's just so interesting to like see how a Raw after WrestleMania is here compared to what it is now. Like this is like there's like nothing going on here really. Like there's some fun stuff and like, but like there's obviously like where they're going for Backlash, but nothing like crazy. Like no big debuts or anything. Like completely
no
different
debuts, no returns
compared to like what
nothing.
10 years later they're doing like all that shit, right?
Yeah, they again, like I said, this was just like business as usual in the company. Like, okay, where's the next storyline? Where
just
we're
another
gonna go?
Raw.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, but
yeah,
we get to the invasion eventually in the summer, and
sure,
takes a while, but we get there.
Well, there you go. That is it for this episode. That is it for that review of the April 2nd, 2001 episode of Monday Night Raw. And that is it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure, by the way, if you have any suggestions for any retro shows you would like us to watch, check out the Deadlock subreddit, Deadlock PW on Reddit. There's a thread pinned up there. Leave some suggestions for shows you would like us to review in the future. We're always looking at that, always looking for some fun stuff to check out.
Yeah, we always do go back and look at it and see what's good and what's not. Even if you think, maybe, they probably wouldn't talk about it, go to it, because we always skim through and see what's going on and figure out what's happening.
Yeah, give it a try. Of course, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/deadlockpw. Tons of content, hundreds of hours of content. Sign up to the $1 tier, the $5 tier, the $10 tier, or the $15 tier. 15, of course, you get the most bang for your buck, and you get every fucking thing under the sun on that Patreon. Of course, check out our real wrestling promotion, dpw.live, dpwondemand.com. Tons of content on there, our entire DPW back catalog of Deadlock Pro Wrestling. April 16th, we'll see you in Richfield Park, New Jersey. April 25th and 27th, we'll see you in fucking Japan. And we'll see you next Monday for another episode of the Deadlock Podcast. And we gotta get out of here. James is gonna come back. James will be back next week, and I'm gonna suck his cock. I'm gonna suck his dick so he's alive.